Good morning, everyone. Drumline, I would like to start every morning just like that. One more round of applause for our drumline. Not just on Fridays before game nights. I want it every day. That's wonderful. Thank you very, very much. And cheerleaders, I know, Mrs. Bush, we have a little performance with our cheerleaders, so if we could go ahead and assemble. Are we coming up here? Excellent. Come on up. We're on Central High School cheerleaders. Come on. Okay, again, thank you so much, Drumline. Cheerleaders, Ms. Bush, thank you for all your effort and hard work. And thank you, everyone sitting out here in this audience today, because this is so very important why we have gathered here this morning. College Go Week. College Go Week. Thinking about your future. You know, when we think about what this initiative is all about, and it's an initiative for Learn More Indiana. It helps Hoosiers, just like all of us, to plan, prepare, and pay for higher education, to plan for college, to prepare for careers, and to pay for education. And so that's why we have all gathered here this morning. And that's why I'm so appreciative of Commissioner Lovers being here today to kick College Go Week right here at Warren Central High School. I am so thankful that they're here this morning. So if I could introduce the individuals that are up here on stage with me. I mentioned Commissioner Lovers, Teresa Lovers. She's a Warren graduate, and she is now the Commissioner of Higher Education. Also, Dennis Bland, Commissioner Chair, is here with us today. And also, one of our very own Erica Terry, 21st Century Scholar recipient, right here. So, Miss Terry. To my right, I have our superintendent. That would be Dr. Cushenberry. Assistant to the Superintendent, Lou Ann Schwinn. And also Associate Commissioner Jason Bierce. So with that, I want to tell just a little bit about what we do here at Warren Central High School when we talk about College Go Week. First of all, again, I mentioned that we have been chosen, and so fortunate to have been chosen, to kick off this pep rally with Commissioner Lovers. We also have encouraged all students and staff to support their colleges or universities that they have gone to or wanting to go to, in your case. And that is all day today. We are unveiling a parchment registration station. You're thinking, what is parchment? Well, that is our new transcript that we can do electronically. So we want to make sure that you guys take advantage of that, get to our Mediaplex, and sign up to get those parchment accounts created. We have also in our daily announcements on WCTV, we are going to have a contest for college t-shirt giveaways. The Counseling Service Center has also displayed, as you're coming down here to the Paxton, you probably noticed the office promoting Indiana colleges and universities, and also that will host 30 college representatives this fall for our students to find out more information about colleges and universities that you might be interested in. Also, we are asking that our seniors report colleges that they have been accepted to, and we will recognize you on WCTV. So we want to make sure that everybody is thinking about that next step. So with that, College Go Week, we are kicking it off right now, and we're going to have our superintendent, Dr. Cushionberry, come on for this time.
Good morning. Before I introduce our speaker for this morning, I just want to say to you, I was a first-generation student to go to college. I am the first of a family of 8 children to actually graduate from college. And once I did that, I saw my younger sisters and brothers want to do that. So what I want to say to you is I started out not really knowing, thinking, or understanding what college meant. I knew I was going to go. I knew I was going to maybe be a teacher, but that's as far as I thought it would go. I never thought that once I was a teacher, someone would say to me, maybe you should think about being a principal, and then maybe you should think about doing this, and maybe you should think about being superintendent. So when you prepare yourself, and you're focused, and you're driven, life is yours. You can do and be whatever you decide. So with that said, I want to introduce our speaker. Teresa Lovers was appointed in 2009 to serve as Indiana's Commissioner for Higher Education. This agency is charged with ensuring that the state's post-secondary education system meets the needs of students in the state. Prior to joining the commission, Lovers served in the Indiana State Senate for 17 years, leading education and economic development issues. As commissioner, she has worked to increase college completion and ensure academic quality. She has partnered with policymakers, higher education leaders to implement the state's higher education strategic plan, Reaching Higher and Achieving More. Commissioner Lovers holds an undergrad degree from Indiana University and a master's in public administration from Harvard University. I am here today to personally say to you, welcome to Warren Central High School, and you are a warrior at heart. So boys and girls, or ladies and gentlemen, I should say, would you please welcome Commissioner Lovers.
Thank you, Superintendent Cushionberry. I am flooded with memories when I'm back in this building. I spent my high school years here, so I guess at the back of your t-shirt say something like Warrior Forever, and I guess that would be true for me. I had some great experiences at this school that really put me in place to actually continue my education and many opportunities in life. I'm going to mention just a couple things. I know this isn't about me today, but I can't resist. I remember being on this stage running for student council president at the end of my junior year of high school. My brother had been student council president the year before. So he won, and I lost. And so it took me, and I tell you this story for a very pointed reason. I did not run for another office for 20 years after I lost that election. I was 40 years old when I ran for the Indiana State Senate. So, what I finally came to grips with in my own life is that the worst thing that you can do is not try to do something that you want to do. And going to college certainly fits into that category as well. My mother worked in the administration building here, and then she ended up selling tickets at the Performing Arts Center. I've been told that I can buy one of these seats in honor of my mom and dad, which I think is a great idea. So this has been a place that has marked my life in so many ways and enabled me to continue my education. And that's really why I wanted to be here today. We do the Kickoff for College Go Week at different schools. And I said to the staff, I want to go to Warren. I want to do this because, I know that there are people in that audience who are thinking, college isn't for me. Maybe not so much in this audience because I know you're all leaders in the school, but probably many of you would be the first in your family to go to college. I was too, the first generation in our family to go to college. And for my parents, who never were able to go to college, for them it was a foregone conclusion that we would go to college. And so from the time I started school, we started thinking that way, that it's never too early to start preparing. We're about changing a culture in Indiana. Many of the people who I went to school with when I went to Warren actually had parents who, at that point, worked in a very large factory on Shadeland Avenue. You may remember some of those plants were not there when you were growing up, but it was Chrysler and Ford and Western Electric, and people had the good middle-class life. They had pensions and they had health care, and they did not have to have education beyond high school. I'm here to tell you that those days are over. Those plants are not hiring people like that anymore. They're looking for people who have some sort of education and training beyond high school. Now, as the Commissioner for Higher Ed, many people think that we advocate only four-year degrees for everyone. And I will tell you that we need more people in Indiana with four-year degrees. We love it when people can live on a college campus and graduate, but that's not all we're talking about. We're talking about quality degrees and credentials beyond high school, and that means we have a great community college system here now. We have regional campuses. We have 31 private institutions. You have a wealth of choices to make. But the choices will be dependent on how well you are prepared. And if you are prepared academically, we will make sure that financially you can get to college. I know that you have over 1,500 21st century scholars here at Warren, and that means that if you stay on track to do the things that you've committed to, the state of Indiana will make sure that you can afford to go to college. More than ever, people are saying, is college worth it? What's the value of college? And regardless of the price, I'm here to tell you that college is worth it. That you will reap the financial and the benefits of better health, better civic participation. It goes across the board if you have some opportunity to have education beyond high school. So every day that you are here at school matters. Don't take the easy way out, take the hard course. Take an AP course if you can. Get credit so that when you start to college with some college credit. And that increases the likelihood that you will complete. And let me be very clear, it is not about going to college. It is about completing college. Because if you go and you don't graduate and you borrow money, the chances are you leave college with no degree in debt. And that is not what we want for you. We want you to complete college. And so do everything that you can to be ready. Now, I know we were already talking about this, and you probably have been talking about it since you were in grade school and junior high. But for purposes of today and for College Go Week, we want to focus on 4 very specific activities. So if you will help me for just a moment, I would like to have all the freshmen in the room please stand up. Now, as you know, I hope you know, it's a requirement now for the state is that we are asking you to complete a graduation plan. Sit down. We're asking you to complete a graduation plan. So what do you need to do? What kind of courses do you need to take to be sure that you are going to complete? And you should know that when you finish here and you go to college, we will be asking you to have a degree map in college as well that will show you what you need to do to complete on time. Sophomores, to your feet. Yeah. All right, sophomores. We're asking you to complete a career interest assessment. What's really great is when you match your interests and your preparation with your career pathways. And that's when you're most likely to be successful. We can help you with that by at least online going to the Indiana Career Explorer, and it will help you figure out what it is that you're most interested in and make sure you align your academic preparation with that. Juniors, where are you? All right, juniors. juniors to visit a college campus, more than one if you can. If it's hard for you to get there, you can do virtual college campus visits as well. But it's important, especially if you are first generation in your family, the idea of college may be very daunting to you and your family. It may seem overwhelming, and just the familiarity of being there, the excitement that you feel on a college campus helps you. So make a point of visiting those college campuses, and it will help you refine your interest in where you attend college. And of course, seniors. You know what, Gloria? You may sit down now, seniors. And you know what we're asking you to do. We're asking you to fill out your applications. The principal, Shepler, mentioned that we have e-transcript now, so we can make sure your transcripts are sent to schools free. You can send as many as you want. And so you need to get those applications filled out. Many colleges and universities are waiving the fees for applications as well. So make sure you're on target to actually get your information sent to the colleges and universities, and you fill out your applications. So I know there are many people here who will help you do that. Counselors, I've heard that Mrs. Brown is terrific, and Principal Shepler and others, teachers and volunteers who will help you make sure that you're on target. And that's really what College Go Week is all about. We're celebrating it around the state. The last week in September every year kicks it off, but we have activities that will be going on between now and November. I know that the cost of college, as I mentioned before, is of concern to a lot of people, but we're doing much work at the state. You should know that Indiana ranks first in the Midwest and sixth in the nation as providing the most need-based financial aid. So we are very committed to making sure that when we're telling students that education beyond high school is more important than ever, that in fact you can afford education as well. So I have lots I'd like to say, but I know there are others who want to make some comments as well. And we've actually put together, with your help, a little video that actually has some of you telling us what you're doing to prepare to go to college. Allie, are we ready?
We are! Welcome to College Go Week at Warren Central High School. I'm here right in the middle of all of the information for College Go Week, and I think I've met somebody who can give us the information that we need. Can you tell me who you are? The students, I'm sure, know who you are, but I don't. So can you tell the rest of us who you are and what students can do to be prepared for College Go Week?
Sure. My name is Mrs. Brown. I'm the Director of Counseling Services here at Warren Central, and we're so excited about the College Go Week campaign. We have announcements ready for our students to let them know the theme for each day. We want them to go and set up a Parchment account so that they can access their transcripts online, and we also want them to wear their college gear and pay attention to all the other activities that will come their way.
Wonderful. Mrs. Brown, thank you for your time and for all of this wonderful information about College Go Week.
Thank you.
We're here in the field house of Warren Central High School, and I'm standing with the
principal of the high school, Rich Shepler.
Principal Shepler. It is very nice to meet you. Thank you for allowing us to come and celebrate College Go Week at Warren Central High School.
Absolutely, we're so glad to have you.
What is the best way or the best advice you can give the students of Warren Central High School to graduate from high school, be admitted to a college, be successful, and graduate from a college?
When they're in high school, I want to make sure they're here each and every day. I want to make sure that they come to us ready to learn, and making sure that when they're in the classrooms, make sure they're active and involved in those classrooms, asking questions of the teacher if they don't understand certain things. Also every class counts when they're in high school. Every class counts. You know, we're talking about credits now. It's not like in middle school or elementary school. Every class counts.
Thank you so much. We're at Warren Central High School in a government classroom, and I found a student. What's your name?
My name is Jacob Hildebrand.
Hi, Jacob. It's nice to meet you. What year are you?
Oh, I'm a senior.
A senior. Have you already applied to all of your colleges?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Well, what else have you done? What college are you going to?
Hopefully Butler University.
Okay. Have you done anything to prepare for that?
Oh, right. Actually, right now I'm in a education class to prepare myself as a teacher, and I've just applied.
Okay. Well, Jacob, thank you for your time. Let's see who else we can find at Warren Central High School.
Well, I'm going to come right here to the very front. Hello, ladies. What are your names and what grade are you in?
I'm Kelsey Gordon and I'm a senior.
I'm Hannah Bosick and I'm a senior.
I'm Marissa Mattingly and I'm a junior.
Well, ladies, it is wonderful to meet you. Welcome to Warren Central College Go Week. We're so excited to be here with the Commission for Higher Ed. So what are you doing to prepare for college?
Well, I'm sending out applications and looking for scholarships and visiting campuses.
What campuses have you visited?
I've visited Butler and IU, and I've also visited ISU.
Wow, that's amazing. And where? And same question for you?
I've also been applying to different places and for scholarships, so.
Congratulations. Ladies, have you been accepted anywhere as seniors?
Yes, I've been accepted to ISU.
Congratulations.
And just yesterday I got my acceptance letter from University of Indianapolis.
Congratulations. Now, I know as a junior, I'm going to cut around. I know as a junior that you're not quite ready to leave Warren Central High School, and why would you want to with such an amazing choir? But so that's a question for you. What are you doing to make sure that you get accepted to wherever you want to attend school?
I'm making sure I study really hard and keep my grades up, and keeping an eye out for colleges that I would like to attend.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations, and thank you for letting me visit the choir room. Connections? Connections? Connections! Let's go find somebody else.
No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel.
I'm in the Warren Central High School natatorium. The students behind me are swimming laps in their swim class. And so I am interested in visiting a student who's most comfortable and at home here in the natatorium. Hi, what's your name?
Sierra.
Have you applied to any colleges? What grade are you in?
Well, I'm a junior, so I haven't really applied to any colleges yet, but I have visited some campuses. I've been to IU, Purdue, and St. Xavier in Ohio, and I plan on going to Ball State sometime in the fall.
Okay, so you're just visiting colleges, campuses all around. Well, that is exciting. So what do you plan? Have you applied to any of them?
No, not yet, but maybe I'll apply during College Go Week because there are free applications.
Well, wonderful. Is there any advice that you would give to your fellow students here at Warren Central High School from the natatorium? Advice from the natatorium.
Well, I'd say just to keep up on your grades, like always do well. Don't be afraid to ask for help, especially with this college stuff. And even though like applications and colleges can be really expensive, like you can always get scholarships, so reach out to those other resources.
Sierra, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Let's give another hand to everybody who participated in the video. Especially Allie, who's still recovering from running around this school, I think. Thank you, Allie. You know what, a couple other comments before I have the opportunity to introduce Dennis Bland. In addition to being prepared academically and thinking about all the opportunities that you can take advantage of in terms of financial preparation as well, one of the other things that you can do, you are already doing, as displayed by your presence here today, which is participate in extracurricular activities. That's really very important. And you know, when I was here, actually I kiddingly tell people I was about 20 years old before I knew that the NFL had anything to do with football. I thought it was the National Forensic League. Because I would go to a speech meet every single Saturday. And it was really, I think, the activity that I chose, as well as student council. I was involved in student council and others. But when you look at ways to distinguish yourself on your applications for college, people in the admissions departments are looking at a well-rounded student who provides for their community, does community activities, is engaged in their school. So make sure that you're doing those kinds of activities as well. Of course, we always know that athletics are important, but that's not the only way. I love it when people do robotics and student council and speech and all those other kinds as well as what you learn from a great sports team. So I think that's really important. And now it's my privilege to introduce the gentleman who's the chair of our commission this year. He's been on the commission longer than I have served as commissioner, and he is really in so many ways the conscience of the commission. He reminds us on a regular basis about the importance of quality and the students we serve. Dennis actually represents the 7th Congressional District, and as I mentioned, is the current chair. He went to school in the Indianapolis Public Schools, graduated from Broderville High School, then continued his education at DePauw University, where he graduated, and then received his law degree from Indiana University School of Law. He runs the Center for Leadership Development. He's the president of that organization that provides such incredible service to students and families, and it's my real privilege to partner with him and introduce him to you this morning. Dennis.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm sorry, cheerleaders, I really was listening, but I couldn't quite make it out. Were you saying WC? Oh, I'm sorry, I thought I heard Dub C. What's up, Dub C? As I was sitting, looking at the video, as I walked into the facilities, if you would just allow me to reminisce for a minute. I just couldn't help but thinking how blessed you all are. So I said, let me reminisce for a minute. When I was in 5th and 6th grade, we were one of the first classes to have been bused as a result of an order by a gentleman by the name of Judge S. Hugh Dillon. So they began busing because they were saying there wasn't enough integration. Blacks went to schools with all blacks. So when I was in school, there was not one, I think there were 2 white people in the entire school. So they said, we wanted to change that, so we're going to create busing within the district. And so I was bused from an inner city school to an IPS school on the east side of the city. It's a long way from home. And I was shocked because there was like 2 black people going to school out there, and everybody was white. And so this is what happened in the busing. We got there the first day, and they were taking us around, and they would say, now, this is your cafeteria. And we would say, whoa, you have a cafeteria? Because we ate where? We ate in the gym. And they would roll out the tables, and that's where you had your lunch. And then they would say, and this is your library. And we would say, whoa, a library? We didn't have a library at our school. None. And then this is what really blew us. They said, and this is your science lab. So I can't even imagine coming to a school where you actually have an auditorium. You have workout facilities. Like, wow, why do I have to go to NIFs? You have NIFs at my school. I am just so impressed. Hands for Warren. We happen to be blessed with one of the greatest commissioners for higher education in the entire nation. I'm talking about Teresa Lovers. She is outstanding. So I was thinking, why would they come to Warren Central? Is it because Teresa Lovers is the Commissioner for Higher Education, so she's the leader for all education policy across the entire state of Indiana. She was a student here at Warren Central High School, just like you are. Is that why they came to Warren Central to have the kickoff for College Bowl Week? Is it because you have the tightest band and drum line? Is that it? Is it because you have the best cheerleaders? All of you are good, but I think there's probably another reason. I was coming down Post Road the other day and I read the sign in the front of the administration building that said, 2013 6A state champion. And I said, I think they're on to something. So this is why I think they've come here. It's not just that you're champions, but it's those things that make you a champion. So I heard they were Warren Central, but I heard your nickname is what? Love Seat. But I also hear that your official nickname is Warriors. So when I think of a warrior, I think of people who are able to overcome the biggest obstacles to achieve their goal. When I think of warriors, I think of people who outclass everybody else because they're willing to work harder than everybody else. When I think of warriors, I think of people who succeed well because they prepare well. When I think of warriors, I think of teams that are willing to practice for 8 hours and other teams are practicing for 6. That's what I think of when I think of you all. And so I can appreciate them wanting to come to Warren Central so that warriors can teach us how to influence the rest of the state to be successful in going to college. So leaders, will you help us out? Number one, as a warrior, you have to prepare yourself. You have to be willing to work like other people are not willing to work. And as leaders, you then have to be prepared to actually help influence your fellow students. That's why you're student body leaders. How are you in influencing not just yourself, but how are you in influencing your other peers to succeed in high school and get ready for college? Not everybody can do that, but we expect leaders to do that. And in fact, if you look at that word influence, it actually comes from a word we get the word flow. Inflow. So your abilities and your talents and your commitments are actually supposed to be flowing to your peers. And they are supposed to be getting caught up in your current, getting caught up in your flow. I was not even thinking of going to college until I connected with someone on student council. They inflowed me, they influenced me. And that's our expectation of you all, so that anybody, wherever they are right now, whatever they're doing in school, if they're not doing well in school, what is the influence of Warren Central in your student body and influencing others? Well, I'll just close with a story. Because no doubt about it, as our commissioner has said, we want you to go to college. We want you to go to college with the mindset of being prepared to finish. The motto of the Coast Guard is Semper Paratus. And I think the motto of the Coast Guard is the motto that you all use well every day, and that's why you succeed in so many things. Semper Paratus, always prepared. I'm handling my business ahead of time so that when competition is on, I'm ready to go. Story of my life as I close out. And I don't always share this story, but hopefully it'll be influential to you all. When I was a child, I'll tell you a few things I observed. First of all, my mother passed when I was 5 years old. I was the youngest of 8 children. So the youngest was 5 and the oldest was 13. People talk a lot about tough neighborhoods. I don't talk too much about tough neighborhoods. But I'll tell you the experience, that I don't tear up too much. That was a tough time of life. And in fact, I can remember walking into the pool hall as a person 6 years old, and I can remember a guy actually hitting another guy on the back with a pool stick and breaking the pool stick. I remember standing at the edge of the alley, and I remember policemen shooting down the alley at a guy running. 6 years old. I remember during the summers lining up outside of public school 44, that's where I went to school. I remember lining up outside of school 44, lining up to get the free lunch. Every day. Thank God for the free lunches. And I'm sure when I was sitting there in line as a 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old, somebody came by and said, hey, look at that guy over there, look at that poor kid. I bet he's going to law school. I bet one day he's going to be the chairman of the Commission for Higher Education. I bet he's going to go to DePaul University and study economics. So wherever you are right now in your life, please know that there's the potential for you to do great things with your life wherever you are in your life right now. Just believe, warrior pride. And now it's my pleasure to introduce to you someone whom you already know, and that is Miss Erica Terry. Give her a hand. Erica graduated from Warren Central in 2006. She then went to Indiana State University and she received her degree in public health in 2011. She received her bachelor's degree and now she's actually working on her master's, and she's scheduled to complete in December 2015. She's working on her degree in sports management, and she's working on her teaching certificate. And so she is also, as been stated, a 21st century scholar, and she's here today to share her story with you all. Please, let's give her a big hand.
Hello, everyone. As he said, I graduated from here in 2006 and went on to Indiana State University to get my bachelor's. As you all don't know, I actually started out in teaching, trying to get my teaching certificate at Indiana State, and couldn't pass a test, so I decided to not drop out and get my degree in public health. But I didn't stop there. I decided that I still want to teach, so I went back and I'm getting my master's right now, and I'll actually be done this December with my master's in sports management, and I'll be working to get my teacher's license also. With that said, sometimes you have obstacles like all these people up here have said, and you can't stop. You just got to keep finding other routes and ways to get things done. When I was here, I was a 3-sport athlete. I did basketball, volleyball, and track. But I took care of things in the classroom. I actually graduated with a 3.5 GPA. And Indiana State offered me a full ride for track and field. And I had got so much money academically that I couldn't even get my sports scholarship because I took care of things in the classroom. And that's where it starts. If you're an athlete, it's not just about what you're doing on the field, the court, or wherever you're at. It's about the classroom also. That's where it starts. And I always tell my athletes that, because I also coach basketball here as an assistant varsity coach here. And you just got to make sure that you're taking care of business in the classroom and taking advantage of every opportunity that Warren Central has to offer you. They have so many people here, your counselors, the administration, me. Now that you guys know where I've come from and what I'm doing. I was one of the first in my family, just like some of these people, to graduate. And not only did I just get my bachelor's, but I'm working on a master's. So you guys just have to go above and beyond and remember, do not stop, keep going, you can achieve.
Yes, Commissioner Lover said you've thrown things out. Absolutely. And before we dismiss, I want to make sure that we're going to start with this section right here, starting from the back. We're going to go through the same doors we came in. So just hang on. Let's see if I can.
The bags are yours. The bags are yours.